Thank you both for taking the time to speak with me today. You're both legends, so this is very exciting. And I'm a huge fan of Raising Kanan, well, in fact, the entire Power universe. So I have to ask, what was it like for both of you coming onto such a show that is a fan favorite and I think one of the best in the universe?
I'm still counting my blessings. I'm starstruck every day I go to work, get to work with Wendell and Patina and Makai, and I can't believe it. It's one of my favorite shows too, before even coming on it. So I love it. I feel like we have to do it justice. So that's my goal every single day, is to make Pop a better character. And I think I do that by focusing on the strength of her, not her illegal activities, but her strength as a woman and as a wife. And I love it.
Well, I was late to the game. Uh, um, I've been traveling and living outside the country and all over, and so I just caught on to the show last year. Yeah, last year. I'm talking about the Power universe, like Power, right? So uh, I was late to the game, and and when I was asked to come on to the show, then I went back and started investigating, and I was like, wow, man, the world that was created is so. It's first of all, it's entertaining. It's just very entertaining because we recognize ourselves and all the choices that people have to make, and then I realized that they've populated the world with great characters in challenging situations, and it's a cliffhanger almost every episode. What's going to happen next? And so once I was offered the role, I went back and got into it, and I got hooked like you did. And what I want to do is make sure that I add fuel to the fire because it is on fire. I love the universe.
Yeah, like the writers, this entire team, everybody who's put this together, it's just every episode, I'm like, okay, I need more. I don't want to wait until next week. Now, the show takes us back to the 90s. I'm a 90s baby, and I just feel like everything about the 90s was the best. But how did you guys kind of prepare to get into role and take it back to the time?
Well, I did a lot of research. I based Pop off of a few women I know and a few women I don't know. So I like to work from within. So I just started absorbing the music, how I feel, the scents, the fashion. I just started immersing myself in that world, only listening to that music, and really trying to figure out what I could do to make her different and to make her my own. And that for me started with the music, and kind of how I let other people treat Pop. Like I know one day Wendell had made a good point. You could tell a lot about a person by the way that people treat her. And so I knew that I didn't want to make her too rough. So I knew that having people around me that protect me, that enforce what I say and do, was another thing too that I wanted to bring into developing Pop.
And for me, while you are a 90s baby, Alyssa, oh, I was living in
Yeah.
and I was living in New York in the 90s and had a blast actually. And I remember this world. While I'm not a part of this world, I was close enough to some people to know that this world was there. And it's really great to go back and kind of um, uh, remember the time. And at the same time, there was a certain feel in New York that was happening. And, whenever I see the club scenes, I always think about the many nights spent in Bentley's. It was a club in New York that I went to all the time. I remember seeing um, Mary J. Blige at Roseland at a party one time. And it was a spot in Harlem I used to go to, Cherries, I think it was. And then underground, coming out of Perks, all of these clubs, and then going to M&M's for breakfast at 5:30 in the morning. Uh, when I club scenes, especially, I'm reminded of how I was hanging in New York in the 90s. So it's very appropriate that I'm an OG on the show that goes back to the 90s because I truly am a 90s OG now.
Just hearing these moments is like amazing to me because I'm like, I always feel like I was born in the wrong time because I just feel like today's world and everything is like not for me. Like I was like, I should have been born in the 80s. Like it's everything from the music in the 80s and 90s was like me. Like I will not listen to anything from today unless it has a vibe from back in the day. I think
Right.
I have for one more. This has been so much fun. So how do you think the introduction of your characters changed things for Kanan and the course of the show?
Hmm. I think it uplifted him a little bit. Now he's going to the next level. You know what I mean? We were just talking about weed at first, now you're talking about a whole nother level. And I think it expands the show a little bit. He's out of his comfort zone. I don't think Kanan has any idea what he's getting into. And what I like about and his character, and Makai plays it so well, is he has heart. He doesn't care. And I think all that really is going to make for some interesting episodes coming up, because when you don't care, but you are dealing with some OGs that care, it makes for really great drama.
The other thing that I think we add to the show is for all the energy, for all the ambition that these young bucks have, you're not, you think you're doing something new, but you're reinventing the wheel. We've been here before. I know where you're going. I know the pitfalls that lay ahead, and I know how to avoid them. So what happens with every generation, the younger generation feels as though they feel they know a little bit more than the old generation. And then they're reminded that I was young once too, and I made those same mistakes. So thereby, by the grace of God, go I. Now you can be stupid and make the same mistakes or learn from someone like me, an OG. So the choice is yours. He will be in a fork in the road and decide which way to go. So he's going to be learning lessons over and over and over. And that's the thing that makes for great television, when the character has choices to make and you wonder which choice they're going to make and the consequences of their actions. So that's what we bring to the show. We OGs, young one, you better listen.
Couldn't have said it better. I'm so excited to see more of you guys on the show, and I thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy days to speak with me.